Hello everyone, welcome to Dee's Reading Lounge. My name is Dee and this is where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. If you're interested in reading for fun at your own pace, for enjoyment, relaxation, you have found the right channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of my channel here. And so I'm going to be doing a part 2 of the video that I did sharing like my backlisted books. Now, these are not all of my books, but the books that I really want to share with you. And I just need to get to reading them. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this book right here by Yaa Gyasi, and this is called Homegoing. I was so excited to get this book years ago and still have not read this book. I heard it was a really good book. This is a hardback copy. So just a little about this book. This is about two half-sisters who are born in different villages in the 18th century Ghana. So this is a historical fiction novel, which if you have watched my first video, which was a newbie tag, you know historical fiction is like one of my favorite genres, if not my favorite genre. So one is sold into slavery, and then the other sister lives a totally different life. And so you can just imagine how good that like plot or story sounds. And so I do intend on hopefully reading this very soon because it is long overdue. And so the next book is this one right here. This one is called 40 Acres by Dwayne Alexander Smith. I think I heard of this book by Dee Dee of Brown Girl Reading some years back. And so I love thriller books. However, I was finding holes in my like reading collection. I really wasn't reading thrillers. Just the premise of this book sounds really exciting. So this one is about a lawyer working out of a store in New York, Queens, to be specific, is taken under the wing of a secretive group made up of America's most powerful, wealthy, and esteemed Black men. He's dazzled by what they have accomplished, and they seem to think he has the potential to be one of them. And then they invite him for a weekend getaway, no wives, no cell phones, no talks of business. But what he discovers far from home is a disturbing alternative reality which challenges his deepest convictions. And so it says that this is a enthralling thriller with supreme confidence and mastery of storytelling. The author asks hard questions and provide no easy answers. And so this just seems really good, something like I really will just dive into. And so I cannot wait to, you know what, I'm looking at this book and the jacket is on backwards, you guys. The jacket is on backwards. Let me fix that, okay? Because that is crazy. So this is Dwayne Alexander Smith. I have never read any of his books or heard anybody talk about this author before. Okay, there we go. And so I cannot wait to read this at some point. And so the next book is a pretty new book to my collection. I bought this a few months ago when I had gotten back into reading sporadically, but not like on a regular basis. This is by James McBride, and this is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. Again, this is a historical fiction novel. 1972, when workers in Pennsylvania were digging the foundations for a new housing development. The last thing they expected to uncover was a human skeleton. Who the skeleton was and how it got buried there were just two of the long-held secrets that had been kept for decades by the residents of Chicken Hill, where immigrant Jews and African Americans lived side by side, sharing ambitions and sorrows. And so that sounds very good as well. Cannot wait to get to this one. The next one we have here this is a old book. I got this about 5 years ago, probably. Never got to it, but I was very intrigued by the plot or premise of the book. This is called The Immortalist, and this is by Chloe Benjamin. And so it says 1969 in New York City, Lower East Side. So I would consider this like a historical sort of fiction too. And word has spread of the arrival of a mystical woman, a traveling psychic who claims to be able to tell anyone the day they will die. And that is really what piqued my interest, like someone telling you when you're going to leave this earth. The goal: children for adolescents on the cusp of self-awareness sneak out to hear their fortunes. And so that is what this book is about. This one is, let's see here, it's 343 pages. And so I would love to get that one read soon. And then we've got this book here. This is Toni Morrison, Beloved. And so I don't think I have read, like I said before, any of Toni Morrison's books, because her books are, to me, they've just been so intimidating. Like when I would go to pick it up, I don't know, it's something about it. But this is a pretty short book, less or a little over 200 pages. So 200 and I think 1 pages to be exact. 202 pages to be exact. Beloved. And so I do want to get to reading this one. The next one is a memoir. This is Michelle Obama's memoir, Becoming. This was released some years back too. And of course, I've always wanted to read this one. This one is a little lengthy, more than 400 pages, for over 424, 25, 426 pages. I think my sister, she started to listen to this book because I just actually finished reading Viola's book, Finding Me. And my sister, she said, you know, after she read Viola's book, like reading Michelle Obama's story, of course, is inspiring, but it was nothing like what Viola had to go through. So I haven't read Michelle Obama's book, so I would be interested in seeing, comparing like their lives and things like that. So the next book is called The Sun Does Shine, and it's about a man. It's an autobiography of a man. His name is Anthony Ray Hinton. This was on the Oprah's 2018 book club. So I've had this apparently since 2018 or 2019 and have not read it. And it was just an inspiring story of a man who tells his story. He went to prison and he was actually on death row for a crime that he did not commit. And somehow, of course, he was acquitted. And so, you know, I think he did an interview, I don't remember because it's been some years now, telling, you know, talking about his book and like his stint in prison and things like that and how it changed him. And so, of course, I had to support him and I purchased this book, but I never got to reading it. And I still do want to read this one. And so the next one is a fairly new book. I bought this like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It is Cicely Tyson's memoir. It's called Just As I Am. Recently passed away. And I definitely wanted to read about her life because she's had a long history in the entertainment field. Just reading how she started. But I can definitely see her story being a lot tougher because of like her era, the area that she came up in and things like that. And so I do want to get around to reading this one soon. And so the next book is Atomic Habits. And so I am a nonfiction reader because sometimes I just need, you know, self-improvement, things that I need to work on. For instance, I'll start something and then I won't finish it. Or, you know, I'll have a goal to increase my water intake, which I am doing well with that, but I'm so bad at doing that. I feel like these books are self-motivating books. They do really help, but you really do have to do the work and be consistent. This one is by James Clear. And so a lot of people have been talking about this book. I picked this up a few months ago too, and just have not gotten around to reading it, but I am excited to read this one. This one is kind of short, less than 300 pages. So interested in getting that one read. And so the next one is called The Warmth of Other Suns. And I purchased this years ago too, probably 2017. This one is by Isabel Wilkerson. And this just depicts storytelling regarding the Great Migration, the movement of Black people to the North. And I've heard other people talk about this book, how good it is, how even though it's kind of nonfiction, it reads like fiction, a little fiction, because it just tells about stories of different people migrating to the North to escape like the Jim Crow era and things like that. And so I also have like the companion summary, because that's how much I wanted to get into this. I bought this when I was on my African American kick. I still am interested in reading things like that. And so this book, as you can see, this one is over 600 pages. Okay, so it's not quite 600 pages. Let's see, yeah. 549 pages long. So this is The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Jennifer Lewis. I love her. I love her personality. I saw an interview that she did. I believe that it's on YouTube. I don't remember who she interviewed with. I don't remember whose name. He's a radio talk show. Can't remember right now. But that's when I learned that she was bipolar. And she does not hide the fact that she's bipolar and like all the different struggles that she has gone through. I just love her personality. And I just love learning about celebrities and where they came from, how they got to be where they're at right now, because a lot of them have struggles like you and I, you know, and so they're very relatable, especially, not to say people of other races can't have a similar like background, but I can relate to a lot of like women of color, specifically Black, because I'm Black, and you know, relate to their struggle, how their struggles mimics struggles that I had as a Black woman, as well as people like in my family and things like that. And so can't wait to read her memoir. This one is called Jennifer Lewis, the Mother of Black Hollywood. And so yeah, so those are the books I will share. I do have other books that I do still want to read, but we'll be here all day if I share with you all the books that I have. But that is it for the books that I wanted to share for part 2 of like my backlisted books that I want to finally get off of my TBR. Let me know if you read any of these books. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.